Rest in peace, Ananda Lewis.
Zone, it's Ananda hanging out on the Alabama TV with my special co-host. Entire week long, I'm spending with you, Brittany Spears. Well, welcome back. We were talking about old school, new school, unifying the hip-hop nation. We have a caller on the line. Hi, caller.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, caller.
Yeah, my name is Dylan. I'm calling from Rockville.
Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Well, I'm saying I watch y'all show like every week, you know what I'm saying? Every time I get the chance. You know, I really like y'all show, you know what I'm saying? And I think today one of the major problems in hip-hop is the male ego. Because, you know, I mean, I'm not sexist or anything. You know, there's a lot more male rappers out there than female rappers, you know what I'm saying? And basically, it's like a lot about the male, you know what I'm saying? He trying to be the best. He trying to get his stuff heard first, you know what I'm saying? And I just think that there's a lot more positive ways that they can express themselves, you know what I'm saying, to make themselves look good. Instead of calling all these women B's and H's and, you know what I'm saying, talk about killing people and stuff, because it's not about that, you know what I'm saying? It's about trying to be a human being and trying to survive, you know what I'm saying? And I just think it really gets on my nerves, you know what I'm saying, when I try and listen to some music and I be getting into it.
Mothers will be, you know, sister of the H and I'm going to shoot you.
Well, let me tell you this, you know, for a lot of people don't know, like back in the days when we started hip-hop, I mean, all the artists, we really didn't speak to each other back in the days, and that's what a lot of people don't know. They think it was just this big, happy family and stuff like that. Hip-hop was built on crush your enemy, you know what I mean? And not to say to take it to the violent state or whatever, because all that's rumor, but, you know, just like a lot of artists that we speak to now from back in the days, we just met them after our stuff died down a little. That's the way rap was definitely built.
I would like to even build on the fact that it was a rite of passage, because I remember when I was coming through and breaking through in the mid-'80s, Mel was so rough on me. He was like, ain't good enough. And that's how it should. That's what, you know, you had to get through that rite of passage, and that the competition was healthy. I thought. Good thing. Let's talk about Christmas when you did get presents. Let's talk about that fried chicken that your mama used to cook that you loved so much. Right up to this day.
No question.
Well, you know what? We're going to take another break right now. We're running out of time, right? We're going to talk more about this when we come back. And you heard the new school, old school hip-hop. We're talking about everything dealing with hip-hop. We'll be right back to Teen Summer, right?
People are being mysteriously murdered. A girl is kidnapped and a load of money disappeared. Only one man is willing to solve this mystery by any means necessary. These are the workings of a great mystery novel, and the Easy Rollins Mystery Series will satisfy the appetite of absolutely every mystery lover. Walter Mosley writes these books from the point of view of Easy Ezekiel Rollins and his best friend Malcolm. The latest book, Gone Fishing, is a coming-of-age story about the journey that Easy and Malcolm made to manhood. Who will get the girl? Will the money be found? Will the mystery be solved? You gotta check out the book to get started. So run out to your local library and check it out. I'm Jay Benerly, National.
I'm your idol, the highest title, numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know. And understand I got the gift of speech and it's a blast.
All right, what's up? Welcome back to Rap City. We're talking about new school, old school, hip-hop, the culture, everything about it. I have my man right here from way back in the day. It's my man from way back in the day. Van Silk, promoter. So I know everything about hip-hop. Not that way back in the day, but you know what I'm saying, right? Anyway, Van Silk, why don't you tell us from a community perspective, man, you know, what you've seen develop over the years with hip-hop and stuff.
Right now, welcome back to Destiny's Child Live. It's Ananda here with Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle. We're doing kind of a This Is Your Life vibe. You already saw Nelly come out and give us some chicken. I'm still cleaning my teeth off so I can talk. And we're also taking a look at the group's history, meeting surprise guests, and a whole lot more. Now, let me ask you this, because a lot of, I know, young women in here, and guys too, look at you guys as role models. Do you think of that when you're doing what you do? Is that in your minds?
Definitely. I know everything that Destiny's Child does, we make sure that it's on point, that it's something that everyone will want to see, something positive, and that goes as far as Beyonce's writing also. She makes sure that there's a message in every single song that we have.
That's right. We're going to talk about the message on Survivor as opposed to the other one. But speaking of role models, we have another mystery guest who I'm hoping you can guess who it is. who is a role model of yours, someone you grew up listening to or just as inspired by as I think we all were, and I know I was. Hear the voice and then tell me if you think you know who it is. Mystery guest.
Hey, you guys. You recently performed one of my songs on television.
You think you know who that is? It's Miss Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Let's see if you guys are right.
She's not here, is she?
No. Girl, let's see if you're right first. Is it Janet?
No, no. Yeah.
Well, I hope you got it right. It's me, Janet. I just want to say it was great seeing you in Europe, and I wish you all the best of luck on your new project. Not that you guys need it, but good luck.
Yeah. It's time to get our groove on. But before we go, we got to thank some people. You?
I'm going to get my dance on.
We're going to thank all of our guests, all of our callers,
They got
all
audience
of our
right here for hanging out with us.
Audience was
Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
y'all here. They was tight today.
Right.
Posse was cool. Y'all gave it up for us. So we love you guys. We'll see you next time. Do your homework tonight or whatever it is you need to do to be ready for tomorrow.
All right,
Use the
y'all.
time
We're going to get our
wisely.
groove on right now with the Lost Boys. Peace and God bless. Tell them peace, y'all.
Yeah, peace.
Peace. The Lost Boys in the house.
I hope they get
Get
found.
Well, it's 10 a.m., and you know what that means. Mail time. Love that you're writing me real letters, you know, flesh like I like to call them. This one is from Susan Gottschall from Rainier, Oregon. And I actually did some research on your city, and there's some info running across the screen there for all of you to find out more about Rainier. Love your letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the highlights are girl power, yes. You watch this in the morning while you're getting ready for work. I love that, and thank you for the compliment about my clothes. At the end, you ask me, who are your favorite singing artists? So I want to answer that because it leads me right into the video I'm going to play for you. First of all, my favorite of all time is Dinah Washington. She was a singer back in the 40s. If you look her up and get some of her albums, they're incredible. She does jazz. I like everything from Sting to Tuck and Patty to the artist formerly known as Prince to everybody, including NWA, which I was a teenager rapping in my little, you know, hood in San Diego. And including Snoop Doggy Dogg, which brings me to my video and more info on Snoop. Now, you know he's been a busy man, the dog man. He's done 2 soundtracks, including Gang Related and I-95, and Gang Related actually comes out this week, so make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to tell you when exactly it comes out. And Layla Rashawn is starring in that movie along with Jim Belushi and, you know, Tupac Shakur is the last movie he did. You can catch Layla at 4 p.m. today on the Jams Countdown. She'll be hanging out with Bill Bellamy. But until then, I got a Snoop video for you, okay?
So 20 years ago, I was working my favorite TV job ever, hosting Teen Summit on BET. It was October 17th, 1996, when we were paid a very special visit by then First Lady Hillary Clinton. She came to talk to us about this book, It Takes a Village. Now, I'm smart enough to get a signature that may be worth something one day because, cut to 20 years later, she is former Secretary of State and the front runner for the Democratic nomination for the presidency. If she's elected, she will become the very first Madam President our country has ever known. And I want to say that because I'm a woman and she's a woman and I want to see a woman in the presidency, I'm going to vote for her hands down. It's just not true for me. There's some things I'm still on the fence about. And so I decided to pull that tape out, dust it off, and look at who she was then as she sat in front of me on the set and compare it to who she is today as she runs for president. Some things are very similar. Some things are completely different, but it's been 20 years. If nothing had changed, I'd be super worried. I mean, so many things have changed for me. I can't imagine it. Look at how we look when I show you this first cut. It's her answer to the posse's first question to her, and I think you might find it as interesting as I did.
Welcome back to Teen Summit. We're honored to have First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton with us. We've come here to speak to the posse. Now, I know you guys got some questions. It's on you.
Right here, okay.
Oh, it's on you, Dad?
Go ahead,
It's on me right here. All right, I know you graduated at the top of your class, and I know you have many accolades and awards. Have you ever thought about becoming president or maybe running?
No, I haven't. But I'd encourage you to think so.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of ways you can be of service. You don't have to run for office yourself, and that's kind of what I've tried to do.
Exactly. Okay, Barack Obama. Oh, that wasn't him? Oh, my bad. I know. But 2 presidents later, we did indeed elect our first Black president who is still in office. Yes! Next thing I want to take a look at is what she had to say about health care in our country.
You know, I believe that everybody in America should have access to quality, affordable health care, and particularly children and young people, because I think that if we get young people off to a healthy start, that solves problems later on. And what we've done in the last year or so is a bill was passed that the president wanted passed, and he signed it, so that if you have insurance and you move from a job.
I decided to keep my tumor. I felt like this is how it ends. And it was the first time I ever had a conversation with death. You're coming for me at some point, but I don't want it to be now.
Her death comes less than a year after Ananda opened up to CNN.